up, guys? It's Emily. So right now I am going to be doing my bullying story. I've filmed this video tons and tons and tons of times. I've posted videos that I wasn't happy with because I felt like I wasn't being completely truthful of like what really happened and things like that. Now, in this video, I am not going to be exposing anybody. I am not that type of person. But what I am going to be doing is explaining my story. This is my story. And I feel like I could look back on this and just see how much I grew as a human and how much pain I've let go of, which I've let go of a ton. But I feel like I could be a voice for other people where if they're too scared to talk about their bullying story, they could look at my video and be like, wow, she's been through this. And then, I just want to be a voice for people. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a fat thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to always be notified of my videos. Comment what you guys think of my bullying story and let me know down in the comments your guys' thoughts and stuff like that. But without further ado, let's get this started. Okay, so my bullying story. The first thing I want to say is I was never happy with the videos that I posted previously on my channel about my story, and it's not because I was lying. It wasn't because of anything like that. I just feel like I wasn't giving you guys all the truth to it. And honestly, when you're a victim of getting bullied, you kind of fear, you still have that fear in you where you're going to get humiliated, you're going to get judged, you're going to get hate comments, and dealing with that most of my years of getting bullied, I grew so much fear of posting. Like, I felt like I had to be cautious of certain things because I felt like my bullies were going to come across my video. And I feel like this year, 2020, I feel like I've grew from 2019 and 2020 mentally, where I feel like who cares if they come across my video, because this is my truth. And to be honest with you, I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell, at that time, I didn't tell my friends, my family, nobody. And it was a very hard thing to handle, especially as young as I was. I dealt with my bullying from 2nd grade all the way to 9th grade. And that's 8 years of my school year life was like tormented, harassed, picked on. And it was a very hard situation, especially when I started understanding more. Meaning before I felt like I numbed it out in elementary school. But then when I got to middle school, I felt the raft of it. It was just bottling up, and I just kept bottling everything up and piling it up internally. So, of course, as a kid, you're gonna deal with bullies. There's no way you're not gonna go to school and you're not gonna say, I don't have a bully. There are some people that could say that, but I was a victim with multiple. It wasn't just one specific person. So from 2nd grade to 4th grade, I was getting bullied by classmates of mine. And it was just kind of name calling, and nobody wanted to really talk to me. People thought I was weird. I don't know. Those times didn't really matter to me, which is sad to say, but it didn't matter to me because I was so young, so I didn't really pay attention to things like that. But then when I got to 5th grade, I was dealing with in-school bullying and cyberbullying. Now, I was getting name called harassed, cyberbullied by this girl. And it was interesting because I didn't know exactly who she was at that time. I just knew that she was my bully, the person that didn't like me for whatever reason. And I was getting harassed in school from like new classmates of mine in 5th grade and 6th grade. And pretty much, like I said, I kind of numbed out the feeling of getting bullied. But then when you're coming home and you're not able to, well, not that you're not able to talk to anybody, but I was too scared to tell my family and my friends about this situation because mentally I knew I could handle it. My strength is like unbelievable. And who I am now, it made me so much stronger. So 5th and 6th grade, I was getting cyberbullied by this girl, and it was to the point where I had to make multiple social media accounts where this person would stop harassing me. This person just wanted to humiliate me, wanted to call me names, had other people harassing me, people that were friends of hers and family members of hers, and I was literally getting harassed every day on my social media. And it was a really tough situation because it's like, you know, when you're on social media, you expect to not deal with something like that, but it was like people were making like verse pictures, like, oh, Emily versus this person. And of course, everybody would vote the other girl, the prettier girl. I was considered not pretty, I guess, back then. But it was just like things like that. And then like just saying hurtful things through messages and things like that. Now, obviously, I don't have proof of what happened because there was so many accounts that I made that each account had something different. And I kind of just didn't want to look back on those type of memories. And to be honest with you, I deleted it a long time ago. I deleted it once this whole thing ended. Once I actually moved into going to middle school, I stopped. Like I deleted the whole message thing because I was like, oh, it's gonna be a new school year, this, that, and third, nothing's gonna happen. So I truly didn't know who this girl was. Obviously now I know who she is, but it was just multiple girls that were trying to humiliate me and embarrass me and call me names. Like I can't even tell you the names that they called me. I can't exactly remember what they called me, but I do remember it was a lot have to do with being called fat, whale, ugly, things like that. But I can't tell you exactly what was said because I obviously don't remember from that long ago. But I do remember being harassed every day of my life on social media. And then I would go into school, deal with the classmates, go home, deal with the online thing. It was just, it felt overwhelming, to be honest. Especially at that age. And I feel like I realized the world was cruel at a young age. And I feel like I shouldn't have realized that, but because I always try to look at the good in people. Like, oh, this person's probably going through this and that's why they're acting like this. But at that age, I didn't think like that. Now I think like that. And, you know, it was a tough situation because it was like I had to fake my emotions. I had to fake my smile. I had to fake my laughter because deep down inside I was hurting, like genuinely hurting. So moving on to middle school. I was getting bullied by a group of guys. Um, and I feel like that was pretty tough also because it wasn't even my gender. um, it was kind of like a situation where I actually started to have a crush on a boy, and it turned into their group turning against me and pretty much picking on me because I was considered the fat girl. The fat girl like the skinny boy or whatever the case that they thought was funny about that. And I liked this person and they were considered my bully. And his group of friends were my bullies too. But they used to physically throw stuff at me, like notebooks. There was a time that they stabbed me in the arm with a pen. They've cut my hair. These are things I can never forget. Little notes getting thrown, rumors getting spread. I was getting in trouble for things that I didn't even do. And it was a tough situation because I was with that class for 7th and 8th grade, and we all stood in the same class. There was like maybe a couple kids new in the 8th grade, but it just never ended. And that was pretty tough because you don't expect to go to a new school and deal with that whole thing over. The cyberbullying was still happening with the other person, and then it was like, to be honest with you, that was one situation in middle school that I was too scared to tell my family about because it was boys that were doing it. And do I regret not telling my family? Not really, because I handled it. There was a lot of emotions taken out of me. There was a lot of feelings, and I felt drained. I was messing up in school. I don't even know how I kept my grades up, to be honest. But I feel like 7th and 8th grade, that was like rock bottom for me. There was days that I didn't even want to go to school. There was days that I didn't even want to roll out of bed. I got to the point where it took so much of a toll out of me that I missed probably half the school year. Not probably, but most likely half the school year. I was this close from getting left back because of how much school I missed. And that was like my wake-up call, where I had to deal with the situation and just get out of that school. So I pretty much made up everything, all the work that I needed to get done. And I made sure I graduated. It was tough because it was like mentally, I was out of it. I just didn't feel happy. At that point, to be honest with you, I genuinely felt like that year was like, that like 2012 and 2013 was like a very hard year for me. I don't want to cry in this video. I'm trying to like keep calm. But 2012 and 2013 was a pretty hard year. Even before that it was hard, but it just got harder. And I just felt like just ending it all, to be honest. I just wanted the pain to go away. I wanted the harassment to go away. I wanted to meet people that were nice. Now, I did have friends that were very little amount of friends, which was fine with me. I did have really close 2 friends in middle school. And one of them I'm still friends with from this day. And me and her always talk about how, like, she feels like she wasn't a good friend because she didn't protect me. And to be honest with you, the whole class seen what was going on. And nobody kind of did anything. But my friend, she felt like she could have. And I tell her every day, it was, if I really wanted your help, I would have asked, to be honest. So that was pretty rough. I just like talking about this. It really brings a lot. It gets me very anxious. My hands are very sweaty right now because it's like once I post this, it's out in the public, and it's just, I guess, a fear of like my story, I guess, because I don't like to put sad content out there, but I feel like this is something that people could relate to. So yeah, pretty much I was getting cyberbullied still during that whole time. I got name called. I got things physical. I was going home with bruises because of these middle school guys, and things like that. And this is how much I kept away from my parents and things like that, and my siblings. And then ninth grade came around, and I moved in, started going to high school. Now, I was so excited to start high school. I wasn't happy with the school, but I was happy I was starting high school because I graduated. And it was going to deal with new people and things like that. And it's just like these people just never left in a way. The cyberbullying was still going on. There was rumors going around high school that I later on found out when I moved, about me, that I was in a psych ward and all this crazy stuff. Like, I was in a psych ward and I tried to do this to myself and this, that, and the third. When your girl didn't try to do anything, to be honest. I was just sad, and I tried to enjoy my summer before high school. You shouldn't have to feel fear going into a school, but every year I felt fear going into a new school because it was like new people, and high school is bigger. And mind you, at that time I was growing up in New York, and I've always had tough skin. Anybody that could tell you I have very, very, very tough skin. And yes, it was a hard situation to deal with. Ninth grade was the year that I messed up. I messed up a lot for myself. I got in trouble with the state because of my attendance. And that's when the rumor started that Emily was in a psych ward, when really it was something with the state. And I got in trouble for missing so many school days, and they told me that I had to do mandatory therapy, and what else? And then I had to switch schools. So I had like one option for another school, but I wasn't absolutely sure that I even wanted to go to that school because there was people that had issues with that school. So I decided to make the biggest life change and the decision of my life, is moving with family where I live now. So I had to leave my mom and my dad and my siblings behind, just to better my life. And let me tell you guys, the transition from all that stuff happening to being, when I moved out here, 10th grade, I went to this really nice school, and I was considered the popular girl. I was considered the known girl. I was considered the New York girl. Everybody just got along with me. I did not get bullied. And the best part about that school It was an anti-bullying school. If they seen bullying going on, there was gonna be an issue. So I feel like 10th grade was like the best thing for me. That school that I went, the new school that I went to, it was like a breath of fresh air, to be honest with you. And I was happier. And yeah, I was dealing with other stuff that was going on in my life, but genuinely I didn't get harmful words towards me anymore. I didn't get punched and like my hair cut and like things like that. Like it sounds like this is not real, but it's a real thing that has happened to me. But this is my bullying story, guys. So the advice I want to give you guys, if you are a person that is a victim of dealing with bullies, don't turn to the wrong answer. I know it's hard to keep pushing through it, keep pushing through that pain. I dealt with it for 8 years, and I still cry from this day about it, because it's like those words are going to stick with me forever. Those scars, those bruises, those memories are going to stick with me forever. And it's not good memories. It's things that traumatized me. I am in a very, very happy place now. I am obviously out of school now, but I am in a very happy place now. I do have my days where I do cry, because when I do see like videos of other people getting bullied or their story, I just bawl my eyes out, because I know that pain, I know that feeling. But just don't turn to anything where it's self-harm or anything like that. There are people available that you can talk to. Counselor, your family, your friends, a teacher, anybody. That's one thing I didn't decide to do. That was my choice. My family obviously knows now. They didn't find out till I was 17 though. That was when I felt like I let go finally. It was something that was all the way in the dirt. But look how long it took me till I was 17 to talk about something like that. It was a tough situation, yes, but I got through it. So my next advice is just make sure that if you are a person that's getting bullied, don't let people physically hit you, call you names or anything like that. Tell somebody right away, because it's going to affect you in the future mentally, and it's definitely going to take a toll on you. I didn't believe it until I realized that bottling all those emotions in, somebody could have helped me. So you have people there to help you. And I know it's a scary feeling, because you don't want to be like the snitch. That's what they say. You're the snitch for speaking about something that you're dealing with. It just doesn't make sense to me. But be your voice. Be your own voice, guys. You have a voice for a reason. Let it be heard. Another thing is, if you are dealing with cyberbullying, make sure you tell somebody that you could definitely trust. And cyberbullying, it's very hard, especially because it's like nobody can really do anything about that unless like it's like a threat, like somebody's like threatening your life or stuff like that. The next thing is be strong. Don't take that bullshit from nobody. I wish I would have told myself that a long time ago. I took too much mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse from these people, and I didn't understand why I did, but I did. Just keep going. Please don't give up, and let your voice be heard, because it is a very sad thing to go through as a human, that there are people out in this world that are so ready to bring somebody down. And as an adult now, there are still people that are bringing other adults down because of the way they look, the way they act. So it's always going to be there. You just got to have the strength to say no more. This is not going to happen no more. And it took me a long time to tell myself that these people mean nothing. They're just eventually karma will get what karma needs to do to them. Because like I said, these type of things, it's not cool. And it's not because you're popular. You're not cool for being a bully. And the last thing I'm going to say is to people that are bullies. You're not cool. You're not popular. You're not funny. And whatever you're going through, don't be taking it out on other people because you're not happy with yourself. Being a bully is not, it's gonna give you a bad reputation in the future, to be honest. And like I said, karma will come around. But this is the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my bullying story. If you guys have any questions, just leave them down below. And if you guys want to talk to me privately, you guys could go to my Instagram. It's always linked in the description. The link is always in the description. And tell me your guys' stories. I would be more than happy to listen. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.